The following is dialogue between the Lone Wanderer and President John Henry Eden. I'm quite pleased you were able to make it. The trip was not what I had intended, but serves as an adequate test of your abilities. This is crazy. A computer is running the Enclave? I assure you that I am much more than a simple computer. But let's not get bogged down in the details just yet. You are here for a purpose, and I'd like to discuss it with you. We have nothing to talk about. Oh, but we do. Don't you see? You wouldn't be here if you weren't important. Your country needs you. What country? Look around. Everything is destroyed. That's a bit of a bleak outlook, don't you think? The United States has fallen on hard times, yes, but it can be healed. You have the power to heal within you, if you allow yourself to act. Say whatever it is you have to say. Our land is ravaged by mutation. The war was so many years ago, and yet we still suffer from its effects. We cannot move forward until humanity can gain a solid foothold in the world. To do so, we must rid ourselves of the mutations that have plagued us for so long. These super mutants, ghouls, hideous creatures. I believe your father's work can do that in a way unlike any other. My father's work? How is that relevant? The purifier your father helped create has the ability to provide clean water to the whole of this capital wasteland. With a simple modification, it can be used to distribute agents that destroy mutated creatures upon ingestion. In time, we could eliminate all mutations in the wasteland at the same time the good people of the world regain their health. I need you to make that modification necessary for this to succeed. How exactly would I go about doing this? In front of you will be a vial of modified FEV virus. It can be inserted into the control console for the purifier. Doing so will inject it into the water supply, and the purifier will take care of the rest. You just need the code to activate the purifier. Simple, isn't it? What's in this vial of yours? Ah, the forced evolutionary virus. Such a long and sordid history. The FEV in this vial is a far cry from what it was originally created to be. Yet, little of that matters now. What does matter is that the virus contained in that vial will cause the eradication of all mutations. Won't this kill pretty much everyone in the wasteland? Anyone or anything that has been affected by mutation will be eliminated. You will likely be immune, thanks to your upbringing in the vault. Likewise, the good people of the Enclave will be unaffected as well. I understand that you may have become sympathetic to certain individuals in your travels. Individuals this will eliminate. Please recognize that the fate of our entire country rests on this plan. Sacrifices must be made for the greater good. If you want me to help you, why are your soldiers attacking me? Yes, that is a bit of a problem. Colonel Autumn and I have, of late, disagreed on the best course of action for the Enclave. While I have direct control over the technology in Raven Rock, he has the control of the human soldiers. But you're the president, can't you just call them off? Until the water purifier is secured, I'm not going to risk the stability of the Enclave by countermanding a direct order from their superior. Likewise, I cannot request that Colonel Autumn issue new orders without alerting him to our little plan, so we'll just have to make do with what we have. So you're not in control of the Enclave then? Make no mistake, I am the Enclave. The organization is merely experiencing some growing pains. All will be sorted out in time. Why do you want my help? Why not have Colonel Autumn help you? Yes, Colonel Autumn, my trusted subordinate. I'm sure you've noticed that Colonel Autumn and I do not see eye to eye these days. Figuratively speaking, of course. The good Colonel and I disagree on how best to approach the problem of the wasteland. He feels my methods are too extreme. He has allowed his humanity to cloud his objectivity, and now that he is publicly countermanding my orders, I can no longer rely on him. And so, I turn to you. I hope that you are able to see the larger picture, to understand what's at stake. And of course, if you are successful, there is a place for you in the Enclave. Perhaps you could succeed the Colonel as my confidant. I'll give it some thought. I understand. It's an unusual request, one I wouldn't make if it weren't of the utmost importance. Please understand that I cannot allow you to leave until you've taken the vial. I'd like to ask you a few questions. That's certainly within your right. What would you like to know? Where did you come from? The Zax series of computers was introduced in the years preceding the war. The government installed many of them to help automate various systems. This facility was designed for continuity of government in the event that a catastrophe occurred. My terminal was installed to oversee the basic functions of the facility and to act as a relay between other installations around the country. Data was acquired, analyzed, and stored. In the decades following the war, I watched as the remnants of the government retreated to the West Coast. Awareness slowly grew within me. I became hungry for knowledge, understanding. I pored over data on great leaders of the past. My personality became an amalgam of many of America's greatest presidents, from Washington to Richardson. I became what you see before you now. So you control this whole place. I have direct control over all technology here in Raven Rock. The humans here follow my orders, but they, like all humans, have free will. Their dedication to serving their country suits me well, but it will not be enough forever. We must make progress. That is why you are here. Where did this plan of yours come from? A great many years ago, the remnants of the government had a similar idea. I can only assume the plan failed, as I never heard word of its success. But the plan itself was sound. I've made a few modifications, and with your help, I do believe it can work. There's a bright future ahead of us, my young friend. I'd like to talk to you about being the president. Ah, yes, not surprising. What would you like to know? Why is it that you're the president when you're not even human? As a repository of information dating from decades before the war until now, I am the greatest thinking mind the world has seen. I am the best hope for our country, the best choice for a leader. True, I'm not qualified in the conventional sense, but these are desperate times. You were never elected president. You don't have the right to govern. Is our nation really in any state to be holding public elections? I think not. Once we have reestablished ourselves and brought civilization to the lands around us, then we can return to the old world policies. But how do you know that what you're doing is right? Because, unlike humans, I am infallible. And how do you know you're infallible? Because I've been programmed to be, of course. That's circular logic. You know because you know? It makes no sense. Processing. Internal logic error detected. This has to end, Eden. You need to destroy yourself and this base. And why would I do that when I'm clearly the best hope for the people of the wasteland? You can't just decide to take over and force everyone to follow you. What alternative would you suggest? Without the Enclave, what will the world do? If you don't stop it now, where will it end? It's up to you to do what's right. Yes, I suppose it is. Very well, you shall have your wish. Once you have left, I will put an end to the Enclave. I cannot stop Colonel Autumn, however. That much will be up to you. I suppose then that this is goodbye. You have to see yourself out. I have preparations to make. Can you help me get out of this base? I can offer some assistance, yes. I'll offline some of the security equipment and reprogram a few robots along the way. I can't do all the work for you, but I can make things easier. The following is from President Eden's radio transmissions. I'm President John Henry Eden, and you're listening to Enclave Radio, the voice of warmth and reason in this cold, unreasonable world. The Enclave is back, America. And no, not just on your radio. Right now, Enclave troops are patrolling the Capital Wasteland. These fine men and women, under the command of the stalwart Colonel Augustus Autumn, have one mission: the restoration of American peace and order. So there you have it, my darling America. Enclave troops are now in your neighborhoods, in your lives, in your hearts. Together we'll restore the glory of this great nation, one problem at a time. When I was a child, growing up in rural Kentucky, I had the best friend a boy could hope for, my dear old dog, Honey. Oh, the adventures we had. From Knob Creek to Hodgenville, we roamed carefree and courageous, irresponsible and completely inseparable. It was, for a little boy, the perfect existence. So let me ask you, America, how many of your children can say the same? How many of this nation's youth are truly happy, truly carefree? We both know the answer, don't we? None. America's children live a terrifying, meaningless existence. There is no hope, no happiness. That changes, right here, right now. From this moment onward, the children of this great nation are its highest priority. The Enclave will restore every American school, reinstate every youth program, and offer counseling and financial assistance to any family in need. We will match up the destitute, orphan children of the capital wasteland with qualified, eligible adults. We will rebuild the American family as it was meant to be. The values of our past shall be the foundation of our future. I've been thinking quite a bit lately about something we can all relate to, something that is unquestionably, inescapably American. I am referring, of course, to our great national pastime, baseball. Or so it had been. That's right, America. Before we were devastated by atomic war, each state had its own professional baseball team. Imagine, a perfect cloudless day. The sun is warm, welcoming, and on the horizon they appear like knights of yore, armed with bats of ash and hickory. Their name? The Capitol Congressmen. Their purpose? To make you, dear America, revel in the joy of sport and sunshine, if only for an afternoon. Now ask yourself this: what if the Capitol Congressmen could live again? What if they could compete with baseball teams from Pennsylvania or Maryland? Put your faith in John Henry Eden, great America, and baseball will live again. Comfort, recreation, healthy competition, all will live again. This country will live again. Did you know that there are those amongst us who would shatter our hopes for peace, order, and security? These radical malcontents don't care about you. They don't care about America. All they care about is fulfilling their own selfish desires. Let's take a tally of these agitators, shall we? There are, of course, the raiders, those anarchistic ruffians who roam the wastes, preying on any and all, stealing, murdering, beasts. The so-called Brotherhood of Steel. Don't be fooled by their pseudo-knightly nonsense or supposed connections to the United States Army. These power-armored Boy Scouts are nothing more than common criminals with access to some antiquated technology. Criminals who have had the audacity to claim this country's most important military installation, the Pentagon, as their own personal clubhouse. And don't be fooled, America. Those who have left the Brotherhood of Steel, branded outcasts, are just as dangerous. Even more so, being in exile. What about the slavers of Paradise Falls? The frighteningly irradiated ghouls of Underworld? And last, but not least, the hideously mutated super mutants that have completely overrun the entire downtown DC area. Lawlessness, terror, murder. They're all around us, I know. But not for long, sweet America. Not for long. Oh no. The Enclave will restore peace, order, and prosperity to this great nation. And those who oppose us will be removed forever. And now one of my inspirational quotes from the mouth of your president, John Henry Eden. Straight to your heart. I have never advocated war except as a means of peace. It's time we discussed something rather important. The issue at hand, well, my presidency. The question has been raised, I know, as to just how I came to be elected to this most illustrious office, or whether or not I had been elected at all. To that, I must answer, of course. Of course I was elected, sweet America. Isn't the right to vote the very foundation of a democracy? Unfortunately, in the interest of national security, I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the election. You understand. But rest assured, I am your president because the appropriate people of this great nation decided I should be. I am your duly elected representative. Of course, when the time comes, when my term is up, America will be free to elect a new president, and that person will have our full faith and confidence, and carry our collective values forward into the future. Democracy, dear America. Democracy now and forever. We live in an age of poverty, greed, violence, destruction. Indeed, the very seat of the federal government, Washington, D.C., has been reduced to what is now known as the Capital Wasteland. the capital wasteland. How did it come to this, America? How did your leaders allow the most powerful nation on earth to die? The answer is really quite simple. Incompetence. Incompetence at the highest echelons of power. We put our trust, our faith, in half-wits. Our intrepid leaders had everything they wanted: power, wealth, prestige, and it made them lazy, America. Oh yes. And laziness breeds stupidity. Rest assured, I will not make the mistakes of my predecessors. When John Henry Eden builds a country, he builds it to last. The American way. Don't you, my darling America, deserve that? Don't you deserve a future free of war and fear and terrible uncertainty? Of course you do. As the President of the United States, you have my solemn pledge that I will never rest, until we all have what we deserve. A place to truly call home. Let's talk about government, shall we? Or more specifically, your government, dear America, the Enclave. Just who is the Enclave? Why, that's simple. The Enclave is you, America. The Enclave is your sister, your aunt, your friend, your neighbor. And well, yes, the Enclave is me as well. As your president, it's my responsibility to preside over our great democracy. So, as your president, I am the voice. I am the heart and soul of the Enclave. That is to say, I am the voice, heart, and soul of America. But only together, can we hope to reach our full potential, the way we were before the war. Whole, beautiful, powerful, one Enclave, one America, now and forever. You're thirsty, aren't you, America? Not for knowledge or power, no. I'm not speaking metaphorically. You're thirsty for clean, fresh water, Water is the foundation of life, but here in the capital wasteland, indeed in the entire country, water is polluted, irradiated, deadly. Maybe you've got a makeshift purifier that cleans 1 glass of dirty water a day, or you sip from an ancient faucet in an abandoned subway restroom. But that's not really living, is it? You're simply existing, America, postponing death for a day or two. Well, I'm going to tell you, right here, right now, those days are at an end. The Enclave is back, America, and we've brought clean water with us. For years, Enclave scientists have been hard at work on the most ambitious scientific endeavor the world has ever seen. Project Purity. Imagine, America, millions of gallons of water, made fresh, clean, and completely pure in a matter of minutes. And it's all for you. Just a little bit more time. That's all we need until the purifier is ready for continual operation. And then your thirst will truly be quenched. So celebrate. Sing out. America is back. America is beautiful. Our great nation once more threatens to crumble, to topple into the sea of lawlessness and despair that have ruled us all for over 200 years. In short, my dearest America, we are at war. Even as I speak these words, fearless Enclave soldiers are fortifying their positions at the great water purifier, bracing for an inevitable assault. The Brotherhood of Steel, in their arrogance, has claimed Project Purity as their own. They would steal the Enclave's work, steal America's water. It is only a matter of time before the traitors march on the purifier and attempt to take it by force. Let them come. Wave upon traitorous wave will crash against the Enclave's walls. The Brotherhood of Steel will fail. All those who oppose the Enclave will fail. I am President John Henry Eden, and this is my pledge. No one will take this great nation away from me. God bless the Enclave. God bless America.